Man, I need my hair done. Look how
Look,
jeez.
both of us, get the fuck out. Look at this. Look at.
Yeah, but look at I need a nice fresh wash and retwist, so I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
look
yeah.
fresh this
No
weekend.
hat today, so you're like, oh, you're really letting
It's
it
it's too
show.
hot. It's too hot, and I ain't got time for that. And plus,
Yeah, yeah.
it's Good Friday, Easter. Is it? What's happening? What's happening this week?
I think it's Easter for the people that believe in that kind of stuff.
Aren't you Catholic?
No, I'm the. So here we go. Here's Hannibal with the race stuff. We're gonna talk about race tonight. He's like, "Well, you're Hispanic, so you got to be Catholic." Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I'm definitely not Catholic. We will be
Okay.
celebrating Easter at my father's house, just hanging out. But it's not. We're not going and putting, the what's the Ash
Yeah.
Wednesday, putting the ash on the foreheads. I don't do that kind of
Hey,
stuff.
bro,
Um,
I'm. You see the dreads? I'm Rastafarian.
is that a religion?
Yeah.
To some of y'all, it probably is.
My chick is half Jamaican. Man, I should ask her. Welcome to the Pedro and Hannibal podcast. My name is Hannibal. The guy over there, they call him Mr. Bet on You. Pedro, how are you doing? Since you're not Catholic, I'm sorry.
And listen, hold on. Let's get this out the way. I'm not bashing whatever. I'm just not Catholic, but
Yeah, I
to
don't know
each their own. Yeah.
what's happened. I'm so ignorant. Yeah, I don't know.
Are
I
people
know.
still Catholic? Shout
Yes,
out. Okay, listen, hold up. Put
definitely.
a prayer hands emoji in the chat if you are Catholic. I didn't feel like there's a lot of
It's
Catholic people.
a lot of Catholics here.
Yeah,
A
but
lot.
it,
Billions,
it's been
probably.
going. Yeah, I feel like it's going down. Nova, if you
You know,
missed it, he said, Pedro, aren't you Catholic? Because he's assuming Hispanics are all Catholic. Maybe Nova's Catholic. I don't know.
appreciate everyone that's already in the building. Hector, Nova. If you guys are Catholic, no problem. I mean, I
See, Nova
don't.
knows what I'm talking about. Look at his comments. He's like, my mom gave me crap for not baptizing my kid. See, yeah, Hispanics roll
Nova,
hard, but
why you didn't baptize your kid?
I don't
Let
know.
us
Listen,
know. I mean, we're talking about race. Let's talk about all the sensitive subjects tonight. There's nothing
let's get
wrong with that.
banned.
Why?
Let's get canceled tonight. Let's do it.
Um, yeah, I am not real. I think when I started college, I think like most college kids, you go to class and you start reading some books, talking to the professors, and you turn to like this. At least for me, a hardcore atheist. God doesn't exist, and where's the evidence? And you're like 20 years old, and I'm
Yeah.
sure older person like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like you don't know anything. And then as you get older, you start to realize that no one really knows anything. And you don't understand. I didn't grow up necessarily with a lot of religion around me, but faith is important. You can't attack someone's, well, I guess you could. People do it all the time. But faith, I can't. If you believe in something, it doesn't matter what evidence I can give you. It doesn't matter.
True. That's true.
Faith is faith, right?
That's true.
It beats everything. And I understand that now. So, like, I am not necessarily a hardcore atheist. I'm more of an agnostic. I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea.
There's levels, and well, you know what? And that's my thing is, oh man, we gonna get into this. Okay, listen, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have an idea. I have no idea. So
Yeah.
for me, I think what rubs me the wrong way about certain people is the hypocrisy behind some of it. It's like I'm gonna do this out of this book, and I'm gonna believe that, but I'm not gonna believe the other things.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick and choose what fits my agenda.
Absolutely.
And that to me is it makes me want to punch somebody in the face. If I'm being honest, it just does.
Yeah.
Because the ego behind some of this like stuff is like, I am the only this. You can only believe in me. There is no like.
Yeah.
The ego is so. I'm like I don't know. I have no idea. I'm trying to live my best life right here.
Right.
I have a lot of close family members that are very Christian, evangelicals, like all over, right? But growing up, my aunt was, and she's a beautiful woman, and her faith is important to her, and I love her for that but she doesn't put it on other people,
I think that's the one where you don't want to push it on others, because I would say, some atheists were very fucking annoying. Like some atheists are very obnoxious. So it's like whatever the extreme is, I don't like extremes. Extremes weird me out. Nova Dash will bring in some information. He was Catholic as a kid, and he was forced to go to church once in a while, but he just stopped going. That's the thing too. Like you kind of fall with the culture of where you were raised, and so you didn't really have a chance to kind of pick and choose what to believe.
Which is silly. I think I don't know.
You know what? Well, the choice you have, right? Like you hope that you trust your family
Right.
to lead you the right way. So,
but that's the issue. You should have choice. And like Nova, he made a choice, and now he, and that's okay. But like even some families will like chastise you for not doing this or judge you. But isn't that against everything that they stand for? So it's kind of strange. But you can even say, if I was born in Japan, my life would be different, right? So when it comes down to it, where you're born, your family, their values or lack thereof really begins to mold you. And then it becomes a point when you're a young adult, adolescent, or if it takes you a while, maybe you're 41 like me and you're just starting to figure things out, right? And at some point you got to figure out, okay, what's important to me? And then you model that for your kids and your friends. But I just can't stand there's so much hypocrisy within it that it's just like, oh man, I don't know. I've had it. My brother, my ex stepbrother is like super, and he's like very religious where he looks down on you if you think anything differently. And me and him have had some drag him out conversations, and I love him to death. But it's people like that I think give regular people that just have faith and for whatever reason a bad name. That's just how I look at it.
Hector jumps in. Go Knicks. Knicks and the Cavaliers going to be hitting it down. I'll be honest, I don't know.
I know.
Well, obviously, I'm cheering.
Cavs are tough, man.
I'm an HSB, so we'll talk a little bit about that before we finish. But Hector says he was baptized and did communion at the altar, all forced by my Dominican mom. Well, I think that's the thing too about being forced, Bobby. What's up, Bobby? I haven't seen you in a minute. Appreciate you coming through. Raised Catholic, but end up agnostic as an adult. The pushing of it, and you can look at like, are there bad people by trying to push you into a thought process or religion? And I don't think they're bad people, right? I mean, some people are bad, but I think if someone said, I need to do whatever it takes to save your soul, you would do whatever it takes. I mean, most people have died, but for the reason of God than any other reason, right? Religion, people have, there's been, 9/11.
Wars. There's been wars on that. Yeah.
There's wars because they think, and one group think they're the good guys.
Yeah, Jesus died. So
so we gotta save everyone's life. So same with Scientology, which some people think is a cult and is a real religion. They think we need to save everyone. So imagine having that mentality of the whole world's gonna go in a weird way unless we do something about it. And that's why, and I'm in New York City, so I don't take the train as much as I used to, but growing up, taking a train, there'll be always one person going into a train car, screaming about Lord Jesus, trying to pass you a free pamphlet. You don't want the damn pamphlet. I don't want to read. I can't read. Leave me alone. Trying to hand you something to go to church. The end of the world is happening. And that's a really good way of getting people to follow your shit is when you say, well, if you don't follow me, you can go to hell. The world's going to end soon. And if you don't follow this thing, things gonna go really bad for you. So I think a lot of the judgment and fear, I think religion really thrives on that for the most part. But I think as long as you're a good person, don't be a dickhead. Be good to people. You're good. You don't necessarily need religion, but also religion helps people. It's a sense of community. It does have, for the most part, the basic morals and values. Like I said, be good to yourself, take care of your kids, don't lie, don't kill. Like some basic rules. And it gets a little weird when like certain things, like certain situations and small details. But it can get kind of crazy. And Catholic is definitely the more stringent one.
It's a good way of putting it. You're being nice. You're being nice. No, you are. Like I
used to be one of those drag them out, fight them. Religion is the downfall of man. I started. Well, there's a few things. Like I know people who used to be really like alcoholics, and religion saved their lives. So it's
that's a great. That's a great point. That's a great point.
Well, like having a really crazy life. Well, she's not a rapper, but she's definitely part of that culture. Black China recently. I don't know if you heard about this. Making tons of money on OnlyFans, but she was one of those video vixen kind of, lack of a better word, trashy reality TV show stars. Going back and forth with the Kardashians. I think she had a kid with Rob or whatever. She recently said, "I'm done with OnlyFans." Took all of her, I guess, surgical enhancements out of her. The lip fillers are gone. All the stuff is gone. She's only called by her name. I think her name is Angela or something like that. rejecting all of that stuff because she went back to religion. Now, and she's in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
She may feel happy now compared to doing whatever. And I don't think she has a great relationship with her parents too. Her mom, like her mom, seems like a rough person to hang with. So like that is a positive thing. Like if that wasn't there, she could still be leaving that life that she's not happy with. So there's some positives, but there's tons of negative. There's a lot of negative.
Yeah, I think the one thing is, I think when somebody is going through something and you want to have answers, you want to have, something that's bigger than yourself, so you can put your ego to the side and understand you might need something, then it could be a great thing for billions of people, and it has been, right? But there's certain sects of things that sectors that take advantage of that. They take advantage of people being in a weak spot, and that they just, and it's just not cool. I don't like the organization of it, because it was never meant to be that way.
No, you're supposed to just chill.
You're supposed to and you're supposed to be private about it. And we've gotten to a place where it's not that, and it's just these mega churches and all that. Like it's bad in my opinion. I think it's really just awful and very manipulative. And I don't know. It should be a private thing, right? And in this country and others, we've made it not private. And it even gets into the politics, and it should never. And it does, especially here. And it's just wrong, in my opinion. It's just really bad. So.
Yeah, it's interesting considering why people came to this country, like way back, obviously they were leaving religious persecution. They wanted to practice religion. They couldn't do it there. They came here.
Yeah.
But I like this one from Hector. Could we all agree Jehovah's Witnesses are annoying?
Saturday 9 a.m.
I got caught maybe 2 weeks ago. Someone rang the bell. I was like, oh, that's probably an Amazon package. I know I bought something. I'm always buying some shit. And then there's a group of them just coming up like, oh, shit, not in the building. They're going to ring every apartment door.
Yeah.
My bad. Because I thought my Amazon mail was coming. I should have said, who is it? I don't even ask anymore. Like, just so many packages coming from all FedEx, UPS, Amazon. But they infiltrated. Yeah. So they maybe, and you know what? None of us know the real answer. Right?
We don't.
It could be Jehovah's Witness. What happened if the correct answer is Scientology?
We don't know. Nobody can know. It's impossible. It's clearly it's impossible to know because there's so many different things, and there's science. And as we evolve, we learn more about the planet we're on and science and various things. Books that people read to get faith, they've been updated and changed, and there's history about that. So I think we continuously learn about what has transpired and what could be. And I think that's more fascinating to me than what happened thousands of years ago. I like how are we like evolving into like what can be different and better, because the world's changed. I mean, it just has, you know. So
interesting. Hector said Jehovah's Witness coming to his place motivated to get him a haircut because they came so clean. So
got to get a fresh fade.
Whatever it takes, man. Gotta keep the look going.
That's funny.
So it's actually it's a good idea that we did talk about it, religion, because I think this back and forth thing with race, it's very fanatical, while one side or the other. And the reason why I brought the topic up because the main story was Joe Biden's wife said that she wanted to invite LSU and Iowa to the White House, or at least she wanted to tell Joe Biden. And at this point, she just be telling him what to do. I'm sorry, guys. I know my boy Steve said, I don't want to get political. Joe Biden is not here. He's not. I mean, you hear him speak. The guy should not be running anything.
I'll say this. I'll say it for the both of us. We've had a bad run of presidents the last couple. The other countries got to be looking at us like, damn, you had Mr. Orange.
I'm just saying.
Now you got this other, we got to start making better decisions. I'll just say that. I'm sorry.
I will say I'm tired of the 75-year-old man trying to run.
Man,
I think there are some younger folks. But she says, I think they both played so hard. And you think I think she went to the game.
She was there. Yeah.
So do she not know how basketball works? Did LSU win by a point or something?
Yeah.
Or they soundly beat the other team. Like, what is she talking about? Does she understand the tradition? Like, the winners go to the White House. Every sport, there's the second runner up to a point where even Caitlin Clark had to say, "No, it doesn't make any sense for us to show up. We didn't win.
Yeah,
they should have won." And then it shows how, I'm gonna go political here, how Democrats, and you know what, I'm not gonna say Democrats, both sides use race, to further their power to manipulate the masses. Why would she think that's a good idea?
I have a theory. I think we're getting to a point now, and I think it's served us well in certain areas where everybody gets a ribbon and recognition, a pat on the back, a chance. Everybody's the same. Everybody has a voice. I agree with that on the surface. You know, I feel like that's a good thing, right? Because there's been a lot of people that haven't had a voice, so we need that. But we try to put it in places it's not needed. Okay, so Iowa isn't asking to go to the White House. They don't. They lost. They're fine. They took an L. They're good. They're going to be okay. They had a great run. We don't need to inclusion doesn't need to be everywhere. We don't need to be like, you know what, you guys did good. Go ahead and come to the White House. Fuck that. They don't want to go anyway. Like we lost. The winner goes.
Super awkward and weird.
Yeah. Like, listen, second place. Listen, we do not need to be giving ribbons out to everybody. I hate that kind of stuff. And when I would coach some of the younger kids, I coached women's like young girls, like middle school basketball, right? And we'd have tournaments we'd go to. And some tournaments you get first, second, third. Other tournaments you'd be first, second, third, fourth. We go to tournaments and there'd be 10 teams, 8 teams, and everybody would get something. And it would drive me crazy because what we're doing is to these 12, 13, 14-year-old young women, young girls, we're telling them that just for showing up, you get something. And at that age, it's just not cool. And I think we're in the point now where it's, it's a slippery slope, man. We're starting to like coddle and like, it's just, it's not good.
Bobby has a theory. She wants the state of Iowa to be blue.
You might not be wrong. Yeah.
But even Iowa, that, heavy in the college sports, would find that insulting. Yeah. Like, it's a bit insulting. Like, she seems to be out of touch. And I think that's what a lot of these old fogey people are just out of touch. She thought that was a swell idea. Let's make everyone happy. No, you are pushing a story that kind of died when both Angel and Caitlin Khan talked. Caitlin's like, you know what? I don't even think she needed any criticism.
Yeah.
I think she's being a little too nice.
I think she's being nice. I thought she handled it pretty well.
She handled it very well.
I thought she handled it very PC, but very well. And I felt genuine. It did feel genuine. I don't think she was like.
Do you think she didn't see the taunt? It's impossible.
I think, and you know what? It's funny because we talked about this, and I was like, I liked it. And watching it live, it didn't bother me. But the more that I saw other things and other, angles of it, and Caitlin Clark, when Caitlin Clark did it, she did it to like the crowd, and she was talking smack to somebody that was talking smack back. The girl on Louisville, Haley Van Lith, she's really, really good, but she talks a lot. Yeah. So she was doing it in response. Yes. That whole game, there was no beef. There was no beef. They don't have history. There was no back and forth. Nobody didn't block. Nobody shot. There was nothing. Okay. Yeah. So I see Angel doing it now. It's like, and she's following her.
It's weird,
so
man.
It was very Patrick Beverly, like you mentioned the other night.
Yes.
And Caitlin's more like Steph. She's going to be swaggy, but she's going to play up to the crowd.
Yeah.
And she's going to entertain.
It has to connect with what's going on in the game.
Yes, it has to be relevant.
Hold the ball or shoot a shot. Not we won. I'm gonna follow you. It was weird. It was weird. And then I think if you do watch it, you're like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get back to the bench. What's happening here? So and then some people, again, a lot of race stuff. So some people who don't watch football, don't watch basketball, and then if you're black and you're very liberal, it doesn't matter what Angel could have did anything, and they're gonna try to defend that. Yeah. But if you really watch the game, you can say not a big deal, but also kind of weird. There's nothing wrong to have those two things. And some people said, "Oh, we didn't have a problem when Austin Reeves did you too small to Patrick Beverly." That's totally different situations.
There's history there, and it was in the context of what was going on. Yeah. So
Pat did it to LeBron, which was actually kind of hilarious. Like even LeBron had to laugh. Like, what are you doing, Patrick? Like, then Patrick kind of had. I don't know if you saw some of the stuff. He kind of had some. He wasn't very explicit about the issues that were happening with the Lakers.
Yeah,
he kind of like said like a really weird passive aggressive like there was something going on. Like what was going on? They were losing.
He's just mad. Well, he's just mad that they didn't want him, and
yeah,
and Russell Westbrook felt, and that's okay. I think that's a normal reaction. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, hold on, guys. We have a special guest. I have to say goodnight to my little one. Good night. Good night. You want to give me bye. Okay, bye. Love you. Okay. Good night. Sorry, for those of you listening on the audio, that was my little 21-month-old coming down to say goodnight. So, anyways, go ahead. She's gibberish, man. She says a couple words.
Responding to
she
what?
Just, yeah, she knows. Like she knows when I say something or her mom what it means, but she just gibberish, man.
That's how it works. My son, like I said, girls, they evolve and develop so much faster, man. Like we already kind of experienced it, but man, because I would. My son he's not gonna listen to this. He doesn't listen to podcasts. So you'll get like the same age kids around, and the girls are able to articulate. They're breaking things down to you. Like sometimes in the class, like I'll pick my son up sometimes, and they'll yeah, we did this, we did that, and my son is running around in a circle, just running, all the boys just running into each other, trying to jump, trying to wrestle. And the girls are able to have like advanced conversations.
They grow up so differently.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because that's how girls are. They do better in school. Just their brain. We're just idiots, and I'm still my brain's still trying to develop. I think, but
same.
So like we keep having these like, oh, what about this situation? What about that situation? So I think why are we putting race into it? So it goes to the NBA situation, right? Like it's kind of cooled down now, but the Joe Embiid versus Jokic, it was a big deal, right?
Yeah. Perkins and Redick got into it, and Perkins kind of made it. Perkins, he started it. Kendall Perkins started it, in my opinion, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, he said that a lot of the voters are white, and the last couple of white MVP voters won. Oh, they won despite, I guess he's basically saying that their stats didn't fit. Because he's like they scored, I think it was like lower than 20-something points a game, and only the ones who got that low of a scoring percentage were all white. But he didn't say that. He just said, "I'll let you know." I'll let
you tell me what the difference is. Or he was being real weird about it.
And JJ Redick called him out like, okay, I'm not stupid. We're not stupid. We know what you're trying to say. You don't want to say it out, explicitly, but we know what you're trying to say. So just say it. And then they went back and forth. But right now it looks like Joel is going to win. I think at this point a lot of voters.
I think so.
Now, is he going to vote? He's winning because is he really the MVP, or we don't want Jokic to win 3 in a row? We feel bad for Joel because Joel's playing his ass off. He is playing. I mean, God dropped the 50.
Yeah, I think
don't drop that kind of points anymore. Really,
right? I think Joker's been playing still very, very well, but I think it's been very close all year. So I like I was saying a couple weeks back, I think how the season ends, like how the last 4 or 5 games go, and Joel just drops a 52 piece with so many boards, whatever. That's hard to ignore, right? So even if Joker drops 34, 10, and 10, you see that 52, and you see that's crazy, right? So I think there's only been a couple of centers that have done that. So Joel's had 3 50-point games this year, and I think the only centers that have ever done that are like Kareem and Wilt or something, right? Yeah. So that's rare company. So I think he's definitely has the edge. Giannis has had a fantastic year as well. Bucks are first in the East. I mean, but I think with Giannis, it's like we expect it. I think with Joker, we expect it. He's like, do we want to give him a third? So I think Joel is definitely deserving, but he's helping his own cause out. So I give much respect to that.
Yeah. So it goes back to the idea, excuse me, that is Joel really winning it because he deserves to win it, or this nonsense of the back and forth of Perkins and JJ Redick and all this stuff about the race, and that has got people like, listen, let's vote for Joel so we don't have to talk about this anymore.
Oh, because you're saying like if Nikola wins a third, then you're gonna have people like, hold up, this is about race now. Why can't we give it to the white guy again? Why can't Joel win?
I mean, I think Kendrick probably got good talking to, because first of all, he did not do research and said that most of voters is a big discrepancy. Most of them are white. That's not true.
That's not true, actually.
And I'm not a big fan of Perkins at all. Like,
did ESPN let him go, or did that happen? Is he still
on ESPN? I don't watch a lot of ESPN. Okay. I thought Perkins has been throwing bad takes for a long time. Yeah. I think a man who played as bad as he did, and again, he's an NBA player, can't take that from him, right? Most people cannot go to the NBA. I think he was blessed with the body that took him to the NBA.
And he happened to be on a team that had Hall of Famers, and he won a championship. Yeah. So otherwise, he's not on TV.
Who thought that? I'm like, we need Kendrick Perkins analysis. I don't know, but he's a country dude, so he has style. There's a little style. He seems interesting. I just don't get it. So I just think, he really put his foot in his mouth when he said that stuff, and it came out of nowhere, because yes, the NBA now is all about the analytics.
Yeah.
And if you're an analytics guy, which a lot of the people who are running these teams are, Yoke is the reason. Like, he's a walking triple double. He is really doing it,
and he makes everybody around him better. And he is his intelligence, his knowledge of the game, his IQ are very, very high. Not to say Joel's isn't, but they're playing different types of basketball too, right? Yeah. Joel's he's getting buckets and boards. They can both hit the three, so they're both stretch fives, which you kind of need to be in today's NBA. But they play very differently. What really separates them, because the scoring is Joel's going to average more per game, which is great, but the assist is what really differentiates.
That's points. That's actually
that is points. Right? Yeah. So it's tough, man. But when he dropped 52, and I don't know how many games the Sixers got. They probably got only a couple left, right? If he does that one more time, it's done. He's getting. Yeah. Joker's going to have to drop like a 60-point, 20-board, 10-6 game. That would then kind of even things out, but I don't see that happening.
No, I think Denver's probably looking forward to, let's figure out how we get to the final. Like, let's get this.
Let's rest a little or something.
Joel, I think he's playing for the MVP. Because think about it, no one thinking that this team is going to go to the finals.
Right.
No one putting the 76ers have a chance to even have it. I don't think so.
No.
We all know Harden, what he does in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Gets tired. I think he just gets wore down, I think. And it also seems like he doesn't do well under pressure in the playoffs. So I don't see them doing anything. But just those three guys, I think at this point, they're the three best NBA players in the NBA. Who do you pick? Like, what's your guy? You had a draft.
You're talking about between Giannis, Joker, and Embiid?
Those three.
Giannis, hands down, not even close. If I'm starting a team right now out of those three, I take Giannis, and it's not even close.
Do you think that Giannis is having that effect where he's so good that he probably should be the MVP? But
yes, it's similar to like when Shaq was dominant and Jordan. Like, you can give it, Tom Brady, like guys that are just always consistently very, very good and even get better in certain metrics. You just can't but Giannis to me is, the way he plays the game, his personality, his dependability. He still puts up crazy numbers, his passion and like how he wants to be better, and, a great teammate. Like, there's no drama. I'm taking him all day. There's not, for me, that's the guy I would take over anybody in today's NBA if I'm going to start a team.
Well, Hector says, bro, it's Joker all day. I mean, listen, you're not going to have a big.
So you want to start? So they're about the same age, okay? And the money's not an issue because they're going to get max contracts. You rather have a guy that has never won a championship versus a guy sitting on there in the other seat that's won a championship and has a Finals MVP? That makes no sense at all. I want the guy that's been there and is hungry to get there again. Not that Joker don't want to get there, but Giannis is the guy for me out of those three, out of anybody in the NBA. I'll take him over Ja and Tatum and whoever, Lillard and Mitchell and LeBron and KD. I'll take Giannis number one.
I think like Giannis, I would say the athleticism, the drive, like a lot of the negative I noticed of Joel is his attitude. Sometimes he looks a little too pouty. Giannis doesn't have that. Giannis just keeps going. I think Jokic just has, he's stoic as well.
Yeah, he's European.
So Jokic doesn't score as much, right? Yeah, Giannis scores more in Joel, but
yeah, they're all pretty
and
close.
Also, the whole point center thing is amazing, but we haven't seen it win a championship, right? Like, have we ever had a NBA champion with the best passer is the center?
No, never. We've had Sabonis from Portland back in the day was really good. His passing was crazy, but he wasn't putting up the points. He was more passing, and he was like the fourth best option, third best option. We never had a big guy like that with the assist, point center, winning championship.
And Shaq could pass. Shaq had a passing ability.
He could, but his game was all dunks and stuff. Yeah, he wasn't playing from the 3-point line. There's not a lot of pick and roll with him. He didn't facilitate offense. He could pass it out of the paint, but he's not dropping dimes from the top of the key. Like, it's just not happening.
No, it's not a part of it's not part of the game. Nova Dasher says they both have durability. That's why it's either Giannis or Joker. No, Embiid. But Embiid has, like he has typical. I'm sure they shut these guys down for anything now.
Yeah.
But Embiid had a lot of issues beginning of his career. That's why
he sat out. He sat out the first couple of years significantly, and
I was surprised when they paid him all that money. And it kind of again shows me that I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything about basketball because I remember when they signed him with that massive contract. I'm like, yo, the dude doesn't play. Yeah. What are you doing? But then he was able to I don't know, like maybe he has a much better diet, better system.
Yeah,
he lasts longer than I suspected. So like, there's things that they know that we don't. Because when he got that big contract, I was like, yeah, he's talented, but the dude doesn't play. He's always hurt.
Yeah. So, I mean, and there's other guys I take over Joker. I'd take I'd take Luka. I'd probably take Jason Tatum.
I would take Joker over Luka.
Would you?
Yeah, Luka at the attitude and don't play defense. And the Joker doesn't play a lot of defense either.
Joker doesn't play defense either. But for me, if I'm starting, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Hector says, the Western Conference is a lot tougher. So if Joker putting those numbers against tougher competition, you could factor that in.
Maybe, it's a good point. We got to see. This playoffs is going to be wild. I mean, the Lakers. Nobody wants to play Lakers. I'm sorry, but right now, the Lakers, they're one of the better teams coming out of the All-Star break. Nobody wants to play them.
Lakers are not winning anything. I'm sorry.
Okay. So do you think they're going to win even a playoff series or not?
I gotta see where the seeding is. What are they? What they are right now?
I think when I saw something, I think they had them playing. Give me a second. Who was it?
No, I'm looking at it right now. So currently, the playoffs start on the 11th. So we're right there. They play. Okay, they could beat the Pelicans.
You would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Their Pelicans just don't have that fire. Who knows what Zion is doing? Damn, that of all the contracts that they had to pay that dude, and they're gonna get in behind on that one because the guy can't stay on the court. He can't stay on the court. So Lakers playing, they'll win one, but then they're not. What are they gonna do? They're gonna beat. Can they beat the Grizzlies? Can they beat the Kings?
Listen, I'm just saying they're playing good basketball at the right time.
If they make it, all right. So right now they're 7th, right?
They could. I think they can get up to 5 or 6, depending. If they win tonight and somebody else loses, they can jump up a spot.
Yeah, because they got they got the Clippers, same record. Golden State is 1 win more, so 42.
Right. So tonight, the Lakers have a big game tonight versus the Clippers. If they win this game tonight, I think it takes them to 5 or 6 actually. So
I don't think you don't want to play Denver. Because at least the first round, Denver is going to be pretty strong.
Maybe.
You think Lakers at 8 could beat Denver?
No, it for me, it all depends on Anthony Davis. Because LeBron's gonna play. He's gonna get his number. Yeah. It's all AD, and when he's played and he's wanted to play and he's healthy, he's played very, very, very well. So the availability of him will be the biggest deciding factor in the Western Conference, in my opinion.
If the Lakers play the Grizzlies, who you got? I know you're gonna say Lakers.
Then why'd you ask? You know what? I know you're such a Memphis.
I
You're such
am
a
not a
Memphis
Memphis.
fanboy.
I'm a big fan of Memphis music. Project Pat is amazing. Juicy J, the whole squad over there. A-Ball.
Okay, let me ask you this: are both rosters at 100% strength?
I don't know if Steven Adams is back, and
everybody's playing. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's playing,
like you said, the momentum is definitely on the side of the Lakers. But I'm not sure if he's back. I'm gonna check right now.
I don't know. I don't think he's back either. But if Anthony Davis plays 4, 5, 6, 7 games, however many games it takes, the Lakers will win that series. And I don't even think that's the people that the Lakers added, the defensive guys, Vanderbilt. They got another bucket getter and ball handler and Russell. LeBron's coming back in his way into the game. The last couple of games he's played since he's been back, he's feeling better, productive. If AD is not hurt, Memphis can't mess with the Lakers because the Lakers defensively are going to be able to match up with them. And I think their offense is good. The defensive metrics of the Lakers right now is number 1 since they made that trade in the entire NBA. So they're starting to play D. I mean, if AD's healthy, they're a problem in the West.
Yeah, it could be a little iffy for the Grizzlies because right now, they're playing tonight. It was a back-to-back, so they sit out John Morant. That I'm like, why are you sitting him out? He's a young dude. Why are you sitting out these players?
Yeah.
But they're trying to keep him fresh. Like, come on, he's in his 20s. Like, let's go. So, and like I said before with Anthony Davis, a big win, a stiff win.
I know.
And destroys everything on his body.
You got to put him in like some kind of like capsule, like a bubble boy and then just make him don't let him go out and do anything. Just eat, sleep, gym.
But if I'm the opposite team and I'm the coach, I'm like, listen, hit him, play physical, not like knock him out, like every given Sunday type shit.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Put him on his ass because something will happen to him. Something will explode. But I'm gonna go check out the East. You got the New York Knicks. So, Pedro, do you think the Knicks will make it to the finals?
No. Sorry, Hector. To the finals?
to the Eastern Conference final.
Oh, they could make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they got the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Jalen Brunson.
Brunson, yeah. I like Brunson a lot. I'll tell you what. I saw Brunson after a game, and like Iggy Azalea was there with her blonde hair and her big booty, and I'm like, whoa, hold up. She's looking for Brunson. I'm like, yeah, he's him. Like, look at Brunson. I'm like, respect. You just dropped the 40 piece, and then you got Iggy coming out. Love it. So I like him.
Jump into that. You better realize that. Just have some fun. Don't
listen. If I was Jalen Brunson that night, I would have been like, all right, hold on, let me take a shower real quick. Let's go.
You're gonna risk
all over that. I would have been all over that.
That's how you get yourself in trouble. Yeah, so the Knicks look pretty good, but Cleveland, that's a tough one. You kind of want to jump in your first round with a team that you're like, okay, you can kind of take it easy.
Yeah.
You can't take it easy with the Cavaliers. So Cavaliers can win. I mean, they're a good team too. So we'll see. I know the Knicks fans gonna be crazy. Can't afford tickets. Not even bothered to even look how much the ticket's gonna cost to go to the Knicks game. They're expensive.
Oh, they're expensive.
No reason.
Yeah.
Nosebleeds, you're paying $200-$300 for nosebleed seats in Madison Square Garden. That small ass goddamn.
Well, it's because it's Madison Square Garden and it's New York. Yeah. Everything costs more out there, and they gotta, it's just that's part of it.
Super annoying. But I did buy tickets to see Music Soul Child.
Is he gonna be at the Garden?
Yeah, like later this month.
What those tickets cost? Like $40?
It was very cheap. It wasn't 40, but I'm as close as I've ever been to the stage. And
nice.
Yeah, so it definitely wasn't a whole lot. It's like 2 R&B acts I don't know, but he's probably going to be close the show. So yeah, and it's also like the 20-something. What happens if the Knicks are playing? What happens? Like what happens if like they're in the second?
They got. I mean, I think they look at that stuff. There's no way they're going to. If they are playing, it'll be an away game. It's not gonna.
But didn't you ever heard the story? I forgot what team it was where they booked something for an event, and the team was still in the playoffs, and then it was like a lot of back and forth. Like, wow, even the person who owned the stadium didn't think that this team was going to stay alive. I forgot the name of the team.
Was that just in the last couple years?
Very
right?
Recently, yeah.
I feel like I've heard of that, but I can't remember the team.
I remember, it was a team that was like, wow, they can't. Something had to be canceled because they're like, well, we didn't know.
there are sometimes that, like, let's say your tickets are for a Saturday night. Let's just say, right? They could have an NBA game in the afternoon and flip. There's times they flip these stadiums from an ice rink to an NBA in the same day. It's crazy impressive how they can still do that. So
yeah, that's impressive. Let me see what exactly that day. I think it's like 20 something. Yeah, 20 something. So it's possible. I listen. Hopefully they're still around. I think it's like a Wednesday. They'll probably be out.
Who knows? I mean, listen. I mean, the Knicks are, I think, for me, 2 years ago, they kind of like came out, made the playoffs, won some games. They were doing good. And last year they had a down year, right? And then this year, Brunson was the difference. That's
it was the best free agent signing.
Yeah, that was the difference
in years. And I'm talking about the whole of the NBA of finding a guy that can change everything. And Lucas said this recently. I think yesterday, talking about I miss him.
That's what he said. I was like, dang.
Do you think that's a slight against Kyrie by him saying that?
I think, man, I thought the Mavericks, I was rooting for them, but it's oil and water with Kyrie and Luka. They're different kinds of guys. I think they play basketball different. They look at things different. And I don't know. I like Mark Cuban, but I think that was obviously a bad choice because they have significantly under 500 record since getting Kyrie, and they were in the playoff race before they got him. So that was just a bad move all around.
What are they going to do? Like, how do they fix that?
Kyrie's not going to be there next year. There's no way. I don't know what they're going to do.
They threw all those players away for nothing, right? If he's like, you know what, this isn't working. Why am I going to sign here? Unless they're going to do some weird sign and trade situation.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look good, but I think when you put Kyrie's a problem, man, and I like him for other things, but when it comes to basketball, his last 3 teams he's been on, it has not been good. Yeah. Each team has not thrived. The Celtics, the Nets, and the Mavericks have gotten worse, and he's supposed to be a superstar in this league. That's very rare that you can see that happening within just a 4-year time frame.
Right.
So there's definitely some issues in there. So
yeah, but I mean, yes, it is sometimes a little easy to say it's Kyrie's fault, but but then he was never meant to be a defensive stopper. You didn't bring him to shut anyone down. No. So why they were able to defend before with basically they have the same group. They have Finney Smith was the only one that obviously left, but then also I can't defend. And you with a coach that all he does is talk about defense. Jason Kidd was one of the greatest, point guard defenders of all time. What happened? Like it's a bit of a mystery. But yeah, they suck.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
Clearly, like I said on Monday, neither one of us know anything about basketball. So I had the Mavericks going to the finals. You had the Nets winning it. Neither one's going to do anything in the playoffs. So we have no idea what we're talking about.
I think we both was working for the Mavericks front office when they said, "Do you want to re-sign Jalen?" I was like, "Who's Jalen, bro? Really?" Yeah, I know, right? He had one playoff, and that's one thing. Mark thought contract year. Of course, you ball out. He's been an owner for how many years? He's probably seen some million times. Players play out of their minds in contract year. They're the most motivated. They play through injuries. They say all the right things, and then you give them that money, and you're like, "What? I just and wasted all this money."
Well, I don't think it's far-fetched to say either. If Luka and Jalen played the entire year this year together, they're probably in the playoffs.
I would definitely.
They're probably in the playoffs.
If the team didn't change, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, not talking about going to win a championship, but.
Yeah,
he out of the playoffs? No, because he said he liked playing with him. He liked playing with Jalen. I think because Jalen showed that first. I think another thing too, they didn't want to pay him that much because they didn't think he could be a leader. Well, he's shown he could be a leader. He's a quiet dude. He's not necessarily trying to be the loudest dude. I think Luka liked that. Luka could be the loud, brash dude. Mm-hmm. But then when he need help, Jalen can put the ball in the basket.
Yeah. Well, here's an update to tonight's game. Clippers are up by 13. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. So still very early, but Clippers up at 13 right now. So
yeah. I feel like the Clippers are like the team that no one is really talking about. And it's still up in the air. I think it's up in the air. I don't know. Like I said, my pick is whoever team Durant is on. That's my.
Well, the Bulls just took him off the waiver, so he's in Chicago right now. You're gonna go for the Bulls.
If Lonzo was playing, yes.
He's done.
And Lonzo that's done. Sad, man.
Yeah.
But your body betrays you, man. I mean,
yeah.
How many knee surgeries you gonna have, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I will say this. Speaking of knee surgeries and stuff, you asked about the Knicks. I mean, I'm not rooting against the Knicks because they got my man Derrick Rose. I would love for Derrick Rose to get to a finals. He's not going to play significant minutes, but he'd get in the game. Thibodeau's putting him in a game he's going to play and he's going to do something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'd do something special. I would love to see Derrick Rose win a championship.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Get to a final. So for me, if anything, I'm definitely rooting for the Knicks for that regard. So.
I think that's one thing. I have a soft spot for any old dude. He's not old; it's just the way his body is broken.
Yeah, he's older. I mean, he's a veteran for sure.
You know, like even when Gary Payton and Carmelo went to the Lakers, they looked weird in those uniforms. But I was like, man, I hope they win a championship. And then I think the Boston Celtics said no. But you know, you kind of want those, like the older, like you remember Mitch Richmond?
Mitch Richmond, absolutely.
He had a fantastic career, but he played on terrible teams his whole life.
Sacramento Kings, baby, yeah.
But then he finally goes. I think he went to the Lakers. I think
he did.
Finally win a ring. Now, did he do anything for it? He showed up. He probably played in practice, but that felt good. I was like, man, he kind of got something out of this.
Yeah.
But it'd be great. But yeah, he's not on a team that's going to do that. I don't know if that's even something he wants to do. I don't know, man. Like he seems like he wants to play. He wants to be a leader. The Knicks, all they do is talk great things about him. Everything. Like they say they love the guy. They didn't want him to leave. I know that he was part of some kind of trade rumors.
Yeah. No, I think he's a leader. I think he's a quiet leader in that locker room, and he leads by example. And he's got he's loved in the NBA. You know, it's the youngest NBA MVP of all time.
Yeah,
it's like 20 or something. Like we forget how good he was and how dominant he was. I mean, just dunking on everybody, physically just crazy, fast, quick. Just some, you know, him fearless. I mean, I'm a big Derrick Rose fan, man. Ever since he was in Memphis, man.
Yeah.
I mean, played his high school ball in Chicago, Simeon, and went to Memphis, almost won a championship. Like Derrick Rose was that guy, man. He was really good.
Yeah, but you know, that's even like going back with the Lonzo Ball stuff, it's like when your body is not there, it's not there. And so like, that's why my pick going back to the Western Conference Finals or Western Conference, it's whatever Durant wants to do. If Durant stays healthy and he knows how to shoot the ball in the basket, I think he's pretty good at that.
I think he's pretty good. Yeah, I think he's pretty good.
Got that tall dude in the middle who doesn't want to play basketball, but he's tall, and that's what he has to do that when he makes that money. You can tell when some people don't care as much. But you are 7 feet tall. What else are you going to do to make that kind of money?
Yeah, but he could be dominant. There's times he'll put up 20 points, 20 rebounds and dominate a game of 4 or 5 blocks. He's done it. He did it in the finals with the Bucks. He had a couple really good games versus the Bucks. So they could be dangerous.
Fire him up.
You got to fire. You got to get him fired up.
Like, come on, bitch, and then see if he gets him mad and play harder.
Where isn't he from? Where your people are from? Isn't he from an island? Aiden, DeAndre.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Then he's
an island boy. I'm telling you, he's an island boy. Look it up.
That answers a lot of questions. Because
look it up.
Asians are annoying. Men are annoying. They are.
For me.
They're moody. They're a moody bunch.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Let me see. Let me check. I know he went to Arizona.
Okay. Yeah.
Bahamas.
Okay.
Okay. That still answers some questions. Listen, Island, just like they're a moody bunch, man. They're a moody bunch. He's 7 feet, 250 pounds, 24 years old. Like, why he's so angry?
I mean, at that he's 24. He should be that size.
He should be like a Giannis Embiid type shit, and he's just good. He's good. Would you get very good or good? He's
good. He's a good basketball player. He's somebody that you can put as your center, and you're not feeling bad about it.
He's starting.
But but you're just looking at him sometimes like in the eyeballs, like Monty Williams does sometimes. Like what's going on up there? Like, come on, man! Like, look at you. Like, this guy doesn't have what you give. Doesn't have the gifts that you have. Why is he? I think that's the frustration with him, right?
Yeah.
If you give him like Giannis's or Joel's mindset, and drive, then he could be just as good as those guys.
Put Pat Bev's mind into his body.
Oh, I don't know about Pat Bev. Pat Bev, his mind needs to stay in Pat Bev's mind. What are you talking about? Pat Bev's, he's one of one, man.
I saw DeMarcus Cousins talking about attitude. Can't get back in the league. He's like, people have been sugarcoating me stuff, saying that, they like my game, whatever. He wants someone to tell him the truth of why he's not back in the league. And it's kind of sad because you can tell he wants to know, but like there's still not enough self-awareness. It's like, yo, dude, you don't seem to be happy at all. You look angry all the time, and you're slow. Like, you realize how slow you are, and the game has passed you by.
Yep.
And it is unfortunate people are. First of all, he looks angry. I wouldn't. Like, yeah, man, we love your game. We just don't have anything for you. I don't say you suck. Like, he seems like a very ornery looking dude.
Yeah. He was. I mean, when he was with the Kings, man, he was putting up crazy numbers, but he was on a bad team, so he had to do that, right? I mean, but today's basketball it's just too fast for him. And yeah, he can shoot threes really well and do all that bully ball sometimes, but he's living in 2015, 16. Like he's like Cam Newton, same thing. Like your time's done. You probably are. Cousins is probably better than several guys that are on an NBA roster. He's not wrong about that, but it just there's no fit. And why bring in a big personality like that? And it's going to demand certain things. And it's just, why do that?
Yeah. Maybe it's similar to the Melo situation where you don't want a big personality, because the reporters going to be asking questions and your team has to answer questions about you, and it may not want to do that. So we'll see. Hector asked a question here. He said, will Pedro wear a Knicks jersey?
Yeah.
It depends.
If the finals, I will.
The Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference, right? It'll make it easier, right? If they make it to the Eastern Conference final, would you wear a Knicks jersey?
If the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, somebody can send me a Derrick Rose jersey, a Knicks Derrick, and I would consider wearing it. If they make it to the finals, I'll purchase a Knicks jersey myself and wear it on every podcast that they're in the finals in.
You would look weird with the Derrick Rose Knicks jersey, because then even like your hardcore and Derrick Rose fans, like, yo, what are you doing? You have to put.
I'm just saying, but that's well, I'm saying because it's not going to happen. So I'm not wearing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, sorry, Hector, it's just not going to happen. So. But if it does, I'm not going to be mad. I'll be happy about it. And then they'll get smashed by one of the Western Conference teams in 4 games, and then that'll be it.
Before it be a sweep.
Just like the Rockets swept the Knicks back in the day or whatever. So
was the Rockets? Yeah, was it swept? It was. They won a game.
Did they win one? Did they win one? Maybe they
in '99 they played the Spurs. I don't think they got swept. They won. I think they may have won. No, they may have got swept. Because that's when it was Allen Houston. I think Sprewell was on the team.
Sprewell. They had
the Camby on the team. Marcus Camby.
Did they? They didn't win. I know maybe they won one game, but yeah, they were up against Olajuwon. Come on, you're not gonna beat them.
It was a solid group. Whatever. When last time the Bulls won anything? Anyway.
98. But we won 6 in 8 years, so I'm feeling good about that. I can live off 6 out of 8. I'm good. I can live off.
You can't really. Yeah, you're good. Before we end it, man, like, are you listening to anything new? Anything you want to tell to people? Like,
I was listening to. I'm bad with names. The suggestion you gave me, the West Coast guy, the Alchemist album.
Oh, The Great Escape from Larry June.
Yes, it was decent. It was good. I liked it. That's the only thing I've listened to this week. Yeah, Larry June, The Great Escape. Yeah. It feels like every song seemed like the same to me. Maybe it's just
I'll say the Alchemist production. He didn't do a lot of drums. Like, he was like, all right, this is a West Coast album. We're just gonna vibe out. We're gonna just vibe this whole thing. Yeah, it's like they could have did it upbeat, but that's the West Coast over there. Like they ain't really hustling, right? In terms of like the beats are not pounding your face compared to like what you listen to from the East and the South, especially. But I haven't listened to anything new, but I was actually listening to some old stuff from some producers that you didn't realize how much impact they had on the culture. You ever heard of this producer named Bink? B-I-N-K?
No, never.
So I kind of knew a little bit about him, but I really didn't. I actually was watching. There's a really good hip hop podcast. They talk in a barbershop. You've probably seen clips of them. They sit in barbershops. They're talking. I think it's Math Hoffa. He's like a battle rapper. He has basically a podcast. He talks to all like old school. He talks to all the old school rappers, and he brought him on and he was talking about how like basically just Blaze stole a lot of his style. Man, that's kind of rough to say, but Bink has been doing. Basically, he was there. He produced tracks for the Blueprint. Like a lot of the songs I enjoyed, I thought was like Kanye doing them,
and it was Bink
or Just Blaze. It was this guy.
This is 20 years ago. Like, damn. Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't realize it. So like, I don't know if I can. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. Were you hearing the music when I was playing on earlier, or you didn't hear it? So you made it because I don't want to put this on.
When did you put the music on? Earlier today?
Yeah, no,
I didn't hear it.
Let me see if I put this on. Maybe you can hear it, but let me see. It doesn't matter about copyright. Like no one cares.
Yeah,
but I didn't know he produced this track. If anything, I could put it on the YouTube. But let me see if you can hear us. Anything?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Kanye produced this. It was this guy.
How is that? How is that not Kanye produced?
It's not.
Is it co-produced?
Probably co-produced, but
yeah.
Bink is artist or this song like this the title track to this shit.
Oh, I love this. This gets me amped.
He produced this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like some of the beats, he's worked with everybody. He worked with Rick Ross, obviously. B Single, Fabulous, like all.
That's the intro song to the album.
That's the intro to the Blueprint. And I thought Kanye did the whole thing because my dumb ass said no.
Well, but Kanye's like I did. Kanye's a big personality, so he's
exactly. I don't know if he has like the greatest relationship with Kanye, but he produced Lost Boys tracks.
Oh, LOST to BOYZ?
Yeah, man.
Listen, fun fact. One of my favorite songs is Renee.
Yeah,
it's one of the hip hop songs I know every word to. I remember the music video. Such a dope ass song, man.
Love he worked with everybody. LL Cool J did some songs with Dr. Dre. Like he's like, promise. I think if you're a producer, you don't have like a tag that knows like Metro Boomin type thing. You don't know. And then this is a song he produced. I'm gonna put on right now if I ever see it. I couldn't believe he produced this shit. Believe me a second. I'm not guilty of being back. District Attorney, I'm not sure if they told you I'm on TV. Where you at? He produced this shit.
Nah, baby. Taking me back, man.
Listen, if you mess up with your girl, right, and you're gonna be this may end, you put this song on, and maybe she'll take you back. Probably not, but it'll be at least a good shot.
Insane. This is the jam, man. Man, R&B, man. I know we talked about Music Soul Child dropped that album, but when you hear the reminiscing, it's not the same. It's just, it's never gonna be like it was, man. It's just not.
It has to be like a renaissance where like a bunch of artists come out to bring it back. It can't just be one person. I mean, if it is, it has to be someone that's like a level of R&B artist that we don't have. Right? I mean, like, you need a LeBron of R&B. You need some transcendent artist, and it's just not in the fact. It's not in there. Everyone wants to rap, and also I think a lot of rappers they wanna sing their own fucking hooks.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
And they can't sing.
Yeah,
Drake's fault. It is Drake's fault.
Kanye too, a little bit.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kanye loves this. He made all album singing. So
he can't sing.
But the album's good, but he can't sing, which is weird. Think about that. He can't sing, but the album's still good. That goes to his talent, though, and his production, right? I mean,
J. Cole tries to sing. It's like, what are you doing? Get nameless R&B dude.
It's like they're trying to like save money to not have like a singer come on and just give the guy $100,000, let him sing the hook.
Yeah, he's like, listen, we're businessmen, and that takes away from our profits. So like, how I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, man, check out Bing. I mean, I don't think he has like a compilation album, but you could check out playlists of stuff he produced. He produced a lot of tracks. I never really knew too much about him.
I don't know that name at all. I mean, if I saw a picture, maybe he would.
He's a regular looking dude. It's just sometimes you think Kanye produced everything that he puts out. He doesn't. He doesn't. You usually have to go in a song and look at the credits because it just seems like he's so talented. I'm sure he's helped and he arranged it. I mean, he's a genius, obviously, but he has a good team, and that's what Jay-Z at that point when Jay-Z was on top of things, especially in Blueprint, and they had Memphis Bleak and he had Beanie Siegel, and he had like a really decent group. He had the best producers. He had the Pharrells, he had the Timbalands, he got Kanye, he had this dude over here. I mean, he ran shit, 20 at this point 20 years ago. So yeah, but
I'm looking at the albums now, or songs at least, that Bink has produced. I mean, yeah, he's Jay-Z, Mr. Cheeks, Kanye, Beanie Siegel, Rick Ross.
Yeah. And he's making music now. Like he's out there putting some good stuff. So
Tamia, remember Tamia?
Oh yeah. Tamia. Yeah, she's a fine woman. She's probably still fine.
Yeah, she married Grant Hill. I think they're still married. Grant Hill, yeah.
He's smart dude. He was always making the smart decisions.
He's a smart dude. He's business savvy in many different ways.
That's what's up. But yeah, man, we gotta really talk about full hour R&B. We gotta figure that out. We gotta figure out time to do that.
Yeah. I think that would be good. I think we just stick to like we can just do 90s, man. Like 90s, 80s, 90s. I mean, if we go too far back, it's like, there's so much, right? I like to go back to when we're like middle school, high school, like when we're actually trying to listen to music to either impress girls or to make up with the woman, or what I'm saying? Thinking that little era right there. That'd be good.
We definitely need to do that. And then also in a couple of days, playoffs, man.
Yeah.
Suns. That's what I got.
Lakers, Knicks.
Yo, if the Knicks and Lakers played a championship, that
would be dope. That'd be great.
Swept.
I would like to see Lakers Boston. Who was?
Yeah,
I mean,
I love
there.
Those.
Tatum and LeBron. That would be probably the most watched matchup, I think.
Definitely, yeah. If it comes to the dumb Suns with Bucks, it may not. A lot of people may not want to watch. Nope. It's a good. It probably is still, but it's like.
Well, they played each other 2 years ago, and it wasn't a very good ratings. It just wasn't because of the markets, I think, right? But true NBA fans will like it. If you really love the NBA, you're going to watch regardless. But if you want to get everybody involved, Lakers, Bucks, Knicks.
You need a major market there.
You need a major market, yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But until then, enjoy you guys' weekend. Be safe out there. As Nova likes to say, go Wizards.
Go Wizards. Are they still playing? They have a team? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think this shit went back to the Bullets.
Yeah,
they'll probably win some games, but
get Wes Unseld to come out of retirement or something. Yeah,
shout out to Wes.
Shout out to Wes Unseld.
Deep up right there. All right, guys, have a good night. Take care. We'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.